Not a bad day. 2 pieces of equipment moved. 2 satisfied customers of the operation. You're now watching the 2025 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July here in America. We got the bulldozer all cleaned up, greased up, loaded on. Yes, it's sitting very far forward. We got to go load something on the back, and we got to make an adventure. I know people are going to be worked up. You got to go spray your corn, do this. We're waiting on sprayer parts. This has to go back. The other item that we're going to go pick up worked out. That put a little more cash in our pocket, and I got an appointment for myself. So at the end of the day, we're gonna get this loaded up, and we're gonna head up to New Hampshire, drop both items off somewhat close together, but it works out. So cherry's over there mooing a little bit. Overall, corn is growing, weather is doing its thing. I'm hoping it sticks around. I do see we're supposed to get like 3 inches of rain, I think, end of this week. Manure truck, hopefully we'll be running aggressively this week. It's Saturday right now. We have the 8820 to get pulled out and the head get hooked on and make sure that's all good to go through. We got to rebuild some stuff on the 8820. That's on our list. And yeah, but for today, we're gonna do some trucking and maybe see some sights. So appreciate you guys watching along, and let's dive into it.
And he's off, and I'm gonna hold down the fort for a couple days.
Okay, we got the dozer on at our place. We're gonna go get this tractor, get that loaded on, and Jimmy's grader that they were utilizing yesterday, I guess, building roadways. But we'll get loaded up and chained down. I would really like to have one of these in my arsenal. Years ago, I used to run them quite a bit, mowing around Cranberry Bog and stuff like that. Oh yeah, maybe someday go around, do tree lines, do all sorts of stuff. But we got a 6710 here that we are taking on a road trip. I said I might want to strap the batteries in. Where's the key on that? There it is. Fired right up. So gentleman reached out and said, hey, are you coming east anytime soon? And I said, yeah, actually I got to bring a dozer up to northern New Hampshire. And he said, you want to bring a tractor? So I'm moving a tractor for him. So I figured I'd load it this way later on that side. Yeah, we got to strap this down. Huh? I see something's leaking up there. Power steering line or something. But the tail of this lifts 10,000 pounds, so we're good. Oh, we better shut that. I'm glad I walked back over here. I took one strap and I put it on the battery box here, because Chris pointed out that wasn't really holding on, so it's strapped now. We're good to go. They have been working on this for as long as I can ever remember, because I come across this bridge every weekend for school. But maybe they'll be done with it someday. This side I think they're finished with, that we're driving on. And then the other side they did all new concrete and got it all figured out. But we're crossing over the Hudson. And then we'll get, I guess, is this considered 90 or jets down? I think 90 went up and around Albany. I always forget, but this is the extension. A lot of traffic across this bridge. Making good time today, though. Gorgeous Saturday, so everybody having a 4th of July weekend and whatnot. Definitely a solid weekend for it. Not extremely warm, but nice out. I think we got Canadian smoke still. I saw that on the news. They said Alaska had forest fires too. So, wild. We've been so wet and other places have been so dry. So they are paving the Mass Pike here, but it's always horrible traffic, a lot of people that don't know how to drive. I used to commute through here multiple times a week when I was working with farms. I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. Well, I take it they do some hay, some maple syrup. Yeah, a little bit of everything. I've honestly never been past this in my life. Yeah, we'll get this unloaded, and we'll keep going. We got more stops to make. So, you want to know how tiny the world is? So I don't talk to most of my other side of the family. I talk to my brother clearly, but yeah, my father actually farmed here, worked for the gentleman. This gentleman's father, when they first moved out this way. So he goes, he knows who I was. So he had hit me up on Facebook and said, hey, I bought a tractor, are you coming this way at all? Then I said, yeah, I actually am, because I had to get this dozer back up. Appreciate the gentleman letting me borrow that in order to move it. But they milk cows, sold cows out in the buyout, and then he came out of high school or college and he went back into milking cows again. And then they do farm stand, maple syrup, some beefers. It makes for a tiny, tiny world. But I appreciate them utilizing my service to get that tractor to them. So there's the gentleman who worked with my father back. What would that be? In the late 70s? No, mid 80s. I don't even know. Early 80s? But alrighty. We'll point it to our next stop. So we are going up through Franconia. What is it? The basin or whatnot we just went through. It's amazing what the glaciers did. So the old band in the mountain used to be up there, I believe, right? Oh, up in front of us. And the face fell off, and last I knew they were working on redoing that, but I don't even know. That was the coin, the New Hampshire coin, the quarter. It's quite the view through here.
talking earlier about some of the corn that we had planted and how that was coming up. So this field right here is one of the ones that I planted. By the looks of it, seems like everything is coming up pretty well. I don't know how well the camera picks up on it. I do remember there's a spot somewhere right in here. It's hard to see it now. I vividly remember that I picked the planter up a little too soon, and I remember there's a spot over there where I could see that I kind of zigzagged a little bit, but otherwise everything's coming up, seems to be coming up pretty evenly. Rows don't look bad. So all in all, I would say for my first time planting, I'm happy with it. I of course couldn't have done it without Chris, teaching me and supporting me through it. I did kind of want to touch on, I know there was some discussion about me being inexperienced and doing something as important as planting. Yes, I'm inexperienced. Yes, this was my first time ever planting corn. I'm not a confrontational person. I get no satisfaction from like clapping back at people with comments like that. But I kind of wanted to take the opportunity to address it, not for myself, but for other people, next generation of agriculture. Usually I'm the type of person that kind of sits back and lets people make a scene and make a fool of themselves, and I just keep doing my thing. But I'm gonna leave it with the only way to gain experience doing something is by doing it. And the return on investment of trusting someone and taking a little time to teach them a new skill is huge. Unfortunately, I feel like I found that this industry is full of people that would rather do it themselves than teach someone how to do it. Which I can understand, but at the same time, we can't sit here and say, you know, nobody wants to work if we're not willing to teach those people how to do it. So I didn't grow up in this, and really before being with Chris, I was always on the animal side of things, not really crop or equipment. So without him and his trust, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. So I'm very grateful for him. And I've proven to myself that I can do it. Just need someone to support me and teach me and give me some time to figure it out, and I'll get there. But all in all, if someone really wants to learn something, I'm a big supporter in letting them learn that, even if there's some mistakes made. Everyone who does this, everyone who plants corn, they got that opportunity given to them once upon a time, and they weren't always proficient in it. So let's give the next person that opportunity. So that's my TED Talk for the day. I'm grateful for everyone who has supported me. I'm very grateful for Chris. I think he did a great job teaching me everything this planting season. I know I did a little bit with him last harvest, but I'm excited for harvest again this year and learning even more and kind of just getting more fluent and proficient in all of these things. It's been really fun for me to learn it all, so appreciation to everyone. And yeah, that's where our corn is at up here. Dogs are busy investigating. They both went swimming in the pond. Who knows what they're after. Alright guys, you ready? We brought the e-bike up here. That's been their favorite thing lately, is running around chasing me on the bike.
Mount Washington Auto Road. Should we take the Kenworth up it? Yeah, I think so. It'll fit. Paper mill, wood chips. There's a lot of logging that still goes on in New Hampshire. And there's a lot of bugging. So if you see, they can ride ATVs on the road to places. So you'll see them riding around. They got trails, bridges, all sorts of stuff. It's like what is it, down in West Virginia and stuff. They do a lot of ATV tourism. So same with northern Vermont or northern New Hampshire. Look at that pile of chips. I know it's not the biggest. All my logging buddies are gonna say, oh, but that is a lot of chips. Looks like quite the lumber yard here. Chips, loads. Oh, look at the old Mac. There we go. Got a new Mac here. Yeah, living it. Bulldog life. We made it. Gonna drop it and keep everything going. So he's got an operation here, does some veggies, sweet corn. Not a bad day. 2 pieces of equipment moved. 2 satisfied customers of the operation. So I backed it on this time for everybody who told me track machines you got to back on. Okay, I did it for you guys. That machine yesterday was a little bit heavier 2 days ago, whenever we moved it. That was definitely a heavier machine. I think this is 21,000. That other machine that was 34,000. Small town USA. So I'd say the mill has a big impact on what's left here, but at some point there's a lot of paper manufacturing going on in this area. But when it shuts down, it puts a burden on a lot of things. So look at them. I just watched somebody do a burnout in the middle of the road, so you know, gotta support the local hoodlums. Yeah, it's Saturday, so not much is going on, but tucked away up in here. Never actually been up through here. We've gone up through the notch before and stuff like that, but not up through any of this. Yeah, I saw this on the way in. Slick cab over. What up, homie? TMS diesel plates. Oh wait, that's TMS. Chris Beatty. I never knew you guys were this far up north. I went to college with Chris. Huh. Wild. So I do believe that's Mount Washington right there in front of us to the right, which is tallest peak in the northeast. In the east? I don't know. It's tall. I remember I went up it once. I was little. I don't really remember it that much. But looking for fuel. There's a fuel station somewhere here. Big fuel station. Yeah, $3.75 for fuel. Are they open? That's the business I gotta be in. Side-by-side rentals. I feel like you make so much more money with that. That would be cool. Trashed everything is, but they got how trash people might make it. I see this guy's got a Milwaukee pack-out box. But there's also a mini truck over there, which that should be a rental. I would think so. See, there's a buggy going across this bridge specifically for buggies. When I came by here earlier, there was probably a few more cars than right now. But clearly there's something worth hiking to, because there's a lot of cars parked here. Is there a waterfall or something? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of cars. This is a nice view. Oh, damn. We actually visited this farm on a tour. I believe, yes. We went there with Yukon when they were doing robot tours, so when I was working for Deal Valve. So I worked up in this area quite a lot when I first got hired by Deal Valve, and it's some rugged winters up here. For those of you who really pay attention, so we picked up that excavator from Martinair. We went up to the right here. Wildest thing, when you got a farm truck, you just slap a little slow moving vehicle on it, sign on it, and keep it going. But we went up that road and picked up the excavator up there. It was a little more chilly that day. Lake wasn't looking so good. What we should be doing, but here we are, trucking away. Well, yeah, this is ideal. 4th of July weekend, coming back down through the Northway here, and yeah, somebody probably hit somebody, and here we are. So we got a lot of freaking traffic behind us. We're just cruising along. Alrighty, we made it home. So moved equipment around. Really couldn't do anything other than move some manure. They were trucking today, being a Sunday, because there's so much. Waiting on sprayer parts. So we'll have the sprayer parts in, and then we will give that sprayer a go. We got to catch up on some things. But got the kids. What's up, Yanko? What's up, Zena? I know I didn't bring you with me, and everybody asked where you were. Oh, yeah, we got our Hey Dudes on, their shorts. I missed you. You've been holding it down with Mom? Alrighty. Truck ran pretty good. 800 and something miles on this weekend. Yeah, we got to get the AC going in a minute. If you pee on my bag. We definitely got to get the AC going in it, and I think we just got to recharge it and see. It was functional before we took the motor out. So, well, put a vacuum on it and everything else. But, alrighty. Appreciate you guys. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. And we'll keep getting after it.